April 2011, Atlantic City, Tropicana Casino. A man in a grey hoodie slides into a blackjack seat. No suit, no jewellery, no entourage. Just a baseball cap and a calm expression. That doesn't change for the next 12 hours. He bets $100,000 per hand. Security cameras lock on immediately. Pit bosses hover. Managers make phone calls. Nobody can figure out what they're watching. He isn't counting cards, isn't signalling anyone, isn't doing anything suspicious. He's just winning. Hour after hour, hand after hand. Midnight arrives. A pit boss approaches and with a polite smile. "Sir, we'd be happy to arrange dinner. A break perhaps?" The man shakes his head, without looking up. "I'm good, keep going." 1 in the morning, he receives 2 eights, splits them. $200,000, now sitting on a single table. He wins both hands. The small crowd that has gathered actually gasps. 2 in the morning, he finally stands up. That's enough for tonight. They count his chips 4 times. The number doesn't change. $5.8 million in profit. 1 session, 1 day, the single biggest loss in Tropicana Casino history. His name is Don Johnson. And over the 6 months before that night, he had already taken $5 million from Borgata and $4 million from Caesars, $15 million, 3 casinos, half a year, 100% legal. So how exactly does a man walk into a casino and systematically drain $15 million without breaking a single rule? The answer begins not with Don Johnson, but with the slow collapse of Atlantic City itself. Go back to 2006. Atlantic City is printing money. Casino revenues hit $5.2 billion that year. The boardwalk is buzzing. High rollers are flying in from everywhere. The city feels invincible. Then 2008 arrives and tears everything apart. The financial crisis wipes out stock portfolio across America. Consumer confidence collapses overnight. People who once thought nothing of dropping $50,000 at a blackjack table suddenly can't justify the trip, but the financial crisis is only half the problem. Pennsylvania quietly legalizes casino gambling. Suddenly, millions of players in Philadelphia and Pittsburgh no longer need to make the 2-hour drive to the Jersey Shore. They can gamble 5 minutes from home. Atlantic City loses its geographic monopoly in one legislative stroke. The numbers are brutal. By 2010, total casino revenues have fallen to $3.3 billion, nearly $2 billion gone in 4 years. Properties that once had waiting lists for suites are now half empty on weekends. Layoffs begin. Some casinos start quietly exploring exit strategies. The marketing departments go into overdrive. They start calling their lists of known high rollers, private jets, penthouse suites, chef's table dinners, courtside seats, whatever it takes, to fill those tables. But here's the problem. High rollers have never had more options. Las Vegas is more spectacular than ever. Macau is exploding. Pennsylvania is convenient. Online gambling is growing. Free hotel rooms don't impress people who get free hotel rooms everywhere. The casinos need a new weapon, something with real financial teeth. They land on loss rebates. The concept isn't new. Las Vegas high roller hosts have used it quietly for years. But Atlantic City operators had always been conservative about it. Nervous about the math, careful about precedent. Desperation has a way of loosening that kind of caution. Here's how. A loss rebate works. You agree to gamble a significant amount. If you lose over a set threshold, say $500,000, the casino refunds you. A percentage of that loss, 10%, sometimes 15%. You lose $1 million, they hand back $100,000. Your net loss is $900,000 instead of a full $1 million. From the casino's perspective, this still makes perfect sense mathematically. They're not giving away money, they're simply accepting slightly lower margins to attract volume. The house edge still exists, they're still winning, just less. That's the theory. Tropicana Casino, Borgata and Caesars all start rolling out versions of this program, competing with each other to attract the same small pool of elite gamblers. They circulate offers to their premium player lists. One name on all three lists is Don Johnson. Don Johnson is not famous. He doesn't appear on magazine covers or get recognized based in airports. What he is exceptionally well informed about the gambling industry. He spent years managing a racetrack. He worked as a gaming regulator across multiple states. He built computer modeling software for horse racing wagering. He understands probability, house edge, variance, and expected value, the way most people understand basic arithmetic. When 3 Atlantic City casinos call him within days of each other in late 2010, he listens carefully to each offer, takes notes, thanks them politely, commits to nothing. Then, he calls mathematicians, not casino consultants, not gambling bloggers, actual PhD-level probability theorists with access to serious computational tools. He describes the conditions being offered to him and asks a single question. Under these exact terms, who has the edge? The mathematicians run simulations, thousands of scenarios, multiple models. They call back with results that should have terrified every casino executive in Atlantic City. With a 20% loss rebate, combined with the right table rules, the edge flips entirely. The player doesn't just neutralize the house advantage. The player actually holds positive expected value, meaning over a large enough sample, the player wins. Mathematically, reliably, inevitably. Don Johnson smiles for the first time since the phone calls began. The casinos have made a catastrophic arithmetic error, and they've made it across 3 separate properties simultaneously. Don Johnson shows up to his first meeting at Tropicana Casino wearing the same hoodie he'd wear to a grocery store. This is not an accident. High rollers typically perform. They arrive in tailored suits with expensive watches and demand recognition before they've placed a single bet. Their ego is part of the transaction. Casinos know how to read that, know how to manage it. Don gives them nothing to read, just a regular-looking guy with a casual attitude and a 9-digit net worth they're about to significantly reduce. The casino host lays out the offer across a private conference table. 20% loss rebate on sessions where losses exceed $500,000, 6-deck blackjack, maximum bet, $100,000 per hand, $1 million front money deposit required. Don nods slowly, a few adjustments. The host leans forward, ready to negotiate. I want the dealer standing on soft 17. Most casino blackjack has the dealer hitting soft 17. It's a small rule that quietly benefits the house. Don wants it gone. The host hesitates, briefly. We can do that. I want the option to resplit aces. Standard rules. Don't allow this. It reduces the house edge, marginally, when it happens. But the host calculates. It's rare enough not to matter. Agreed. Late surrender, available on any hand. Another small edge, transferred to the player. Another agreement. Each concession seems trivial, in isolation, a minor preference from an eccentric gambler. But Don has run the numbers. These rule modifications, layered on top of the 20% rebate, don't just reduce the casino's edge, they eliminate it entirely and reverse it. One final condition. The rebate applies per session. Each time I sit down, the counter starts fresh. The host processes this, thinks it actually encourages more visits, more volume, more opportunity to get the money back. Done. They shake hands. Don signs the contract. Borgata and Caesars follow within weeks. Identical terms, identical mistake. And because Don Johnson negotiated quietly and separately, none of the 3 casinos compared notes before signing. There is one more detail that only emerged later in private accounts. at least one of the casinos agreed to pay Don Johnson $50,000 simply for showing up, a guaranteed appearance fee, regardless of outcome. Combined with his mathematical edge, his expected daily profit is somewhere between $175,000 and $200,000. The casinos believe they've landed a whale. They've actually signed a contract guaranteeing their own losses. Don Johnson doesn't rush, doesn't get greedy, doesn't walk in swinging. His first session at Caesars is deliberate and measured. He plays until he's either up $500,000 or down $500,000. Then he stops. He wins $450,000 and walks out quietly. Pit bosses watch him leave without much concern. A good day for the player. It happens. Variance is real. He'll give it back. He returns 2 weeks later, wins $600,000, stops, leaves. He rotates between the three properties: Borgata, Caesars, Tropicana Casino, never staying too long, never winning so much in one session that it triggers immediate alarm, building a track record that looks, from the outside, like an extended lucky streak. He even loses, occasionally, a session at Borgata where he drops $800,000, gets 20% back per the contract. Net loss $640,000. Over his previous sessions at that property, he's still ahead by more than $500,000. The loss actually helps him. Casinos relax slightly when they see a player give money back. Their internal narrative shifts toward, he's just a gambler, runs hot and cold, will get it. Eventually, they won't. April 2011. Don Johnson chooses Tropicana Casino for his largest single session. He's been building toward this moment for months. The relationship is established. The trust, such as it is, exists. Management views him as a reliable, if frustrating, source of swings. He sits down at 10 in the morning, first hand, natural blackjack, $150,000. He doesn't react, just waits for the next hand. By early afternoon, he's up over $1 million. Cameras have been locked on him for hours. Game protection experts have reviewed the footage repeatedly. Their conclusion is the same each time. Flawless basic strategy. No counting, no external signals, no detectable system. He's just playing correctly and winning. By early evening, he's cleared $3.5 million. Casino management is in crisis. The CEO is watching from the security room. Their own mathematicians are being called in, but the session is already deep into territory. Nobody anticipated. They can't make him stop. The contract doesn't give them that authority. He's breaking no rules. A pit boss approaches around the 9-hour mark with a dinner suggestion. Don declines, without irritation. Still comfortable here. Thanks. Around hour 11, he's dealt 2 8s, with the dealer showing a 6, splits them. $200,000 on the table. He doubles down on both hands at various points, pushing the total commitment toward $400,000 on a single sequence of cards. The dealer busts. Don wins it all. The crowd watching, which has grown considerably, breaks into noise. He plays another hour, adds another few $100,000, then quietly stacks his chips and announces he's finished. $5.8 million, one session. The accounting staff, counts the chips multiple times, hoping for a different number. It doesn't come. Don Johnson walks out of the Tropicana Casino into the April night. Behind him, 3 phone calls are already happening simultaneously. Tropicana Casino to Borgata. Borgata to Caesars. Caesars back to Tropicana Casino. Has this man been winning from you as well. The combined total across all 3 properties and all 6 months lands at $15 million. 1 player, fully documented, contracts, honoured, the recriminations begin immediately. Tropicana Casino's CEO is terminated. All 3 casinos suspend their high roller rebate programs within weeks. Industry-wide, loss rebates get restructured with much lower caps and far more rigorous mathematical review before approval. Don Johnson is effectively banned from every major casino worldwide. Atlantic City, Las Vegas, Macau. His name goes on lists that will stay there permanently. State gaming regulators investigate every aspect of his play. They review footage, interview staff, analyze betting patterns, consult their own mathematicians. Their formal conclusion is unambiguous. No cheating, no card counting, no rule violations of any kind. He negotiated terms, played optimally within those terms, and won. The casinos consult lawyers anyway, spend weeks looking for contractual loopholes, legal angles, any mechanism to recover the money. Don's legal team sends back a simple message. The contracts are valid. The play was lawful. Proceed with litigation if you choose. We will countersue and we will win. The casinos go quiet. No lawsuits are filed. Don Johnson keeps all $15 million. For decades, the casino industry has operated on a single, foundational premise. The math always favors the house. That's not luck. That's not skill. That's arithmetic, built into every game, at every table, in every property on Earth. Don Johnson didn't cheat that arithmetic. He didn't find a loophole in the cards or a flaw in the shuffle. He found something more valuable. He found 3 desperate institutions that had stopped doing their math carefully, and he sat across the table from them with a contract that said he could keep everything he won. The house always wins, until the day someone makes the house forget to check its own numbers.